all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to add new Outlook emails in Google Sheets automatically. So do you also want to add your Outlook emails to Google Sheets? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here, I want to do the same. So I manage a sales team and we receive numerous amount of emails regularly on our mail. And now what I want is, I want to look for the query mail or the request for the product mail, and I want to capture the lead details from the same mails, and I want to add those lead details in my Google Sheets so that my sales team can follow up with them. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between Outlook email, which is Microsoft 365, and Google Sheets. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to understand how to add new Outlook emails in Google Sheets automatically. So as you know that I manage a sales team, and capturing inquiries directly from Outlook emails is essential for tracking our leads effectively. So to streamline this process, I want to set up an automation that extracts the key details like the lead name, lead email address, and the inquiry from each new Outlook email and adds them in my Google spreadsheet. This ensures that all the lead information is organized in one place, allowing us to track the follow-ups effectively and ensure no potential client is missed. By automating this process, we reduce manual data entry, minimize errors, and improve our team's ability to respond quickly to new leads. So to do all of this, I have simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so over here I'm going to click on sign in, and as soon as we are going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account, and as soon as we are going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow, and now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I have previously created to save my workflows in. So if you wish to learn how to create a new folder or a subfolder, you can click on this hyperlink given right over here which says learn more. So now it is asking me for the workflow name, so I want the workflow name to be how to add new Outlook emails in Google Sheets automatically, and then we are going to click on create, and as soon as we are going to click on create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands, and as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger, and by this you can finally understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I am going to select it as Microsoft Office 365. So I'm going to search for it, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And now for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new mail. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here I want that as soon as a new mail is received, my workflow should be triggered or started. So I've selected the same, and then we are going to click on connect, and as soon as we are going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Microsoft Office 365 account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then we have to click on this button which says connect with Microsoft Office 365. And as soon as we are going to click on this button over here, you can see that Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So I'm going to click on accept and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on accept right over here because Pabbly is safe. And as soon as we are going to click on accept right over here, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our Microsoft Office 365 account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now we are going to click on this button which says save and send as request. But before clicking on this button, I'll just let you know that Microsoft Office 365 is a pooling based application. So pooling based application means that these application will not check for new data instantly. They're going to take some amount of time to check for new data. And over here in the case of Microsoft Office 365, it is saying the trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So what will happen is that as soon as I'm going to click on save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the last response or the last mail received from our Microsoft Office 365 or Outlook. So now before clicking on save and send test request, what we're going to do is we're going to do a test submission. I'm going to put my Gmail and do a test submission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compose a mail to the same Outlook account which I've connected recently with my workflow. So I'm going to select the same. For the subject, I want it to be inquiry regarding bulk purchase of empty water bottles, and I want the message to be, hi team, I'm contacting you on the behalf of Aqua Pure Solutions to explore the bulk purchasing of reusable water bottles. We are interested in placing the order of 1500 plus units and would like to know more about your pricing, available size, shipping timelines, and any options for logo customization. Best regards, and then we are going to enter the name. And after entering this mail, we are going to click on send. So over here I've did a test submission, right? That's why I've entered this mail. So I'm going to click on send right over here, and as soon as we are going to click on send, yes, you can see that we have successfully sent this message. So I'm going to open my Outlook right from here. We are going to refresh this and check for the new mail received, and as soon as we are going to do this, yes, you can see that we have successfully received a new mail. You can see the same mail which we entered. So now with this, we have successfully did the test submission, and now I'm going to click on save and send test request because I want that Pabbly should capture the response of the same mail which we entered right now. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has did the same. Over here you can see the same subject which we entered. We are going to move on forward and look for the response, and yes, over here you can see the rest of the details. You can see the sender's name, you can see the sender's email address, and over here you can see the body preview, which is the message which we entered in our mail. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and we have successfully received the response of the same mail which we submitted right over here. And as soon as we are going to receive this response, this means that now whenever we are going to receive a new mail from Microsoft Office 365, Pabbly is going to capture the details of that mail. But over here what I want is I only want to create this automation for inquiry mails or the request of the products mail. I don't want to create this automation for all the mails received. And to do this, what we are going to do is we are going to add a filter condition right over here in our workflow. So now for my action application, we are going to select it as filter. It is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to add conditions in your workflow. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as filter values, and we are going to click on connect. So what I want is that I only want to run this workflow further in the case of mail subject received, inquiry, query, or request. So to do this, I'm going to select the label as subject right over here. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And now for the filter type, we are going to keep it as contains, and then for the value, I'm going to keep it as inquiry right over here. So I want that if my subject contains inquiry, then only this workflow should run on further. I'm going to add all conditions because I want inquiry, query, all the words which indicate that we have received a new lead. So over here again for the label, I'm going to select it as subject, as you can see the same. For the filter type, we are going to select it as contains, and now for the value, I'm going to keep it as inquiry. We are going to move on further, add another or condition. Again for the label, we are going to select it as subject right over here. For the filter type, we are going to select it as contains, and now for the value, I'm going to select it as request. So now after entering all of this, I'm going to click on save and send as request, and as soon as we are going to do so, yes, you can see that we have successfully set it up this condition. So now what will happen is if my mail is received with the subject containing inquiry, query, or request, then only this workflow will move on further. Otherwise this workflow will stop right over here. So we're not going to run this workflow for each and every mail received on a Microsoft Office 365 because I receive numerous amount of emails daily, but I only want to run this workflow in the case of lead email. So yes, now after adding this filter condition, we are going to add our action step, and now for my action application, I'm going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm going to search for Google Sheets right over here, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. So I've selected Google Sheets right over here because I want to add the details of the new mail or the new lead received from our mail in our Google spreadsheet. So now it is asking me for the action events. We are going to select it as add new row, and once again we are going to click on connect, and as soon as we're going to do so, again it is asking me for the same. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and once again we are going to click on sign in with Google. And as soon as we are going to click on sign in with Google, again it is asking me for some permissions. So I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow, Pabbly, save, and as soon as we are going to click on allow, yes, you can see that it is saying authorization successful. So with this, we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly's workflow, and now it is asking me to select the spreadsheet and the sheet. So over here you can see the name of my spreadsheet is new leads and inquiries, and the name of my sheet is sheet 1. So we are going to select the same right over here. For the spreadsheet, we are going to select it as new leads and inquiries, and then we are going to move on forward, and for the sheet we are going to select it as sheet 1. And now you can see that it is asking me for the details like name, email and inquiries. So you can notice that these are the same details which we have entered right over here in our spreadsheet. So what we are going to do is we are going to enter all of these details right over here, but we are not going to enter these details manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Microsoft Office 365 as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of the same. But over here, as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the sender's name, right? So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the sender's name right over here manually by typing it like this. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if we are going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look for the sender's name in the previous response, and as you can see the same. So let's suppose that we are going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. And now it is asking me for the email, so we are going to map the email to over here. You can see sender's email address, so we're going to map it. We are going to move forward. It is asking me for the inquiry. So over here we are going to look for the body content, so I'm going to look for it, and as you can see that we have received 2 body content. So I'm going to map this body preview, but you can notice that this is not the full message which we have received. So we are going to map this body content right over here, but you can notice that there are HTML tags in this and we can't understand this. So now what we have to do is we have to remove this HTML tags from this body content, and then we have to map this. And to do this, we are going to add another action step right between our filter and Google Sheets, and then for the action application we are going to select it as text formatter by Pabbly. So again, it is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to format your text. So I'm going to search for it, and then we are going to select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as text basic formatting, and then we are going to click on connect. And now it is asking me for the string, which is the text. So we're going to map the body content right over here. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. And now it is saying transform, so we are going to remove the HTML tags, right? So over here you can see remove HTML tags. We are going to select it and click on save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to do so, yes, you can see that we have successfully received this with the removed HTML tags, and now we are going to map this only in our Google Sheets. So over here for the inquiries, I'm going to map the response from the text formatter by Pabbly. Over here you can see the result, and now we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have successfully received a positive response, that we have successfully added these details in our Google Sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Google Sheets and check for the details added. So over here I'm going to open my Google Sheets, and yes, you can see the details have been added. It says name Ritika Nathani, you can see the same email, and over here you can see the inquiry, which is hi team, I'm contacting you on the behalf of Aqua Pure Solutions. Over here you can see that this is the same message which we entered right over here. So yes, we have successfully added these details in our Google Sheets, and with this we have successfully completed our workflow. So I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected Microsoft Office 365. For the trigger event, we selected new mail. For the action applications, we selected filter, text formatter by Pabbly and Google Sheets, because I wanted that as soon as a new mail is received related to any lead submitting the inquiry, query or the request for the purchase of the products, then only the details of that should be added in my Google Sheet so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the details are added in my spreadsheet with the help of my workflow during this video. This ensures that all the leads information is organized in one place, allowing us to track the follow-ups effectively and ensure no potential client is missed. By automating this process, we reduce the manual data entry, minimize errors and improve our team ability to respond quickly to new leads. So yes, this was it for the video, and as soon as we are going to now receive a mail, automatically the details would be added in Google Sheets. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow and click on save and send test request. Automatically this workflow will run in backend and Pabbly is going to add the details. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.